Right guys, manager Jon Daly is available. Whoever wants to start with him, please.
Jon, congratulations when you came into the job all those months ago and you couldn't surely have the business what you have achieved ultimately at the end of the season. It's a tremendous day for the club out there today.
No, it is. I think we spoke about that actually before the game, the first morning of me stepping in, and the conversation we had about why I wanted to take the job was because I had a firm belief that the group of players could go and achieve something remarkable this year, and I think they've certainly gone and done that and more. You know, I think that was the biggest thing. I think for me going into management, I think it was always I had to make sure I went into the right one, and I had to feel right. I've knocked ones back in the past. I think as a young manager, you have to be careful what you do and when you do it. And the group that we had, I had firm belief that they could go and achieve, and that was why I put my hand up and wanted to do it. It would have been very, very easy for me to say no if I didn't believe in them and jump back on a plane, go back and see my family and try and get a job closer to home. But no, I firmly believed that we could go and achieve, and as I said, we've certainly gone and done that.
You spoke a bit, Jon, this season about putting your faith in young players. You look at the age of the team that finished that game and how young they are. Can you just talk a little bit about that? And I don't know whether it's risks or not involved in playing such young players.
I don't necessarily think it's risks. I think it's I see them every day. I see them train, the way they train every day and the way they've grown over the season. I think Mason, who obviously we put on first, I've seen him come in and change as a person, change physically and, you know, characteristically around the group. So I actually probably wasn't going to make that change first. When Mark Doyle was down, I was talking to 𝗕𝗏𝗏 about what I was potentially going to do, because I said I actually think it's probably a bit early for Mason, and Anto actually said, he looked at me as if I had 10 heads and shook it and was like, no, it's not. So I was kind of like, well, you're right, let's do it, because it was in the back of my mind to do it on that one. But as you said, it was probably me then overthinking it about the occasion and overthinking it, that kind of, you know, a 16-year-old go on and deal with that. And I thought he was excellent when he went on, and I thought, again, before the game, you're speaking about different scenarios, and in the hotel speaking about people finishing the game, you know, not necessarily substitutes, but finishers and coming on and impacting the game. I think every substitute today for us came on and was excellent. Alex Nolan was different class when he came on, and Tommy Lonergan coming on and scoring a fantastic goal to seal it and really kind of knock the wind out of both sails.
So the feeling was that to see Thomas's goal, it was 2-1, still very much in the balance.
Yeah, even 3-1 when 7 minutes go up, you know. I've grown up watching Man United, so I know it's never over. But you can kind of see from the reactions of players when that goal goes in. I think, you know, all the Bows players were kind of on their knees, and it looked like they had just kind of accepted it. So yeah, when it went in, I think, you know, before it went in, they still had probably the feeling that they could go get an equaliser. They were very close with Flores' free kick off the post. So yeah, when that goes in, you obviously have that sense of relief, should I say, that they need to go and score 2 to take it to extra time and 3 to win it. So, and we're always confident with Joe and that at the back that we will keep it tight and nullify opportunities.
Jon, I think you said during the week it was your first ever FAI Cup Final.
Yeah.
Did the occasion live up to your expectations of it and football days in your career?
Yeah, I think yeah, it was fantastic. I haven't experienced it before. I've been to other big games before, but never a cup final here. And I think the crowd was sensational. I think when you look at record-breaking numbers, it's how the players cope with that, and I think players cope with it really well. In terms of how it kind of compared to my own career, I think it doesn't get any better, you know, because the playing days, unfortunately for me, are behind me. And I need to look forward to what's next, obviously with the management side, and it doesn't get much better than that. You know, hopefully we can try and get back here again next year and have a similar type of occasion. But you know, it was brilliant. It was it was very good.
Just as Paul says, like the age profile of the team across the game, does that sort of, I suppose, strengthen your belief there's better to come from this side, that this is only the beginning?
I think with young players, like again, I've kind of had that as a youngster. I was thrust into a first team at 16, and when you get that belief put into you, it just, you know, makes you feel 10 feet tall. And I think young players believe that I believe in them, and I genuinely do. And they've been excellent. And I think, you know, I knew by going into the game it wouldn't faze them. You know, Sam Curtis, obviously, still 17, and I knew that he would just take to it like a duck to water, and that he would be walking out there thinking that that's the occasion he's supposed to be on. And it is, to be fair to him, he's going to have a big career, and wherever he goes, you know, we'll try and convince him tonight if he can stay on for another few years. But we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I think young players, and if you believe in them, you give them the belief, and then you give them the structure. You know, the staff, myself, we put in a lot of work. Attention to detail. We make sure that there's no kind of grey areas with them, and that they all have a clear idea of what we're looking for. And you know, and then it's very much then it's a two-way street, as I said, with the substitution. Anto obviously confirming what I wanted to do, you know, makes me then go and do it. And it's not just a case of you know, my decisions and that's it. It's very much you know, an open house, and then we make the decisions off the back of that.
John, 7-8 months, you know, into it now, obviously the season ends today with a trophy, but I suppose a lot of hard work now comes up over the next few weeks. You have to have difficult conversations with some players, and obviously looking to strengthen again to push on for next year. Yeah,
that's the life of football, and it's something we'll look at. I'm not going to worry about that today. I'll enjoy the rest of the day, enjoy the night, and obviously celebrate with the team, with my family, with the fans, and then we'll worry about that over the next couple of days.
Jon, Mason's the youngest player to ever play in a cup final.
Really? Brilliant.
Yeah. Just on the contract, do you think you'll get a year or two out of him, or do you think you'll get a full season next year? Do you think he'll be secure in the club until he's at least 18? Confident of that?
Yeah, well, I don't think he'd have signed the 3-year deal if he wasn't planning on playing for Pats. I think he's very happy here. He's happy, his family are happy that he's here and that he can develop here. I think he's in a good place. He's at a club where they give young players opportunities. As you said, he's the youngest player now to ever play in an FAI Cup final, which is remarkable. I thought he was going to go and score at the end there, but he got marshalled out. But no, I don't. Unless somebody comes in with a really big number, I don't see him going anywhere.
Joe Redmond said this week that even in the last few months he's taken huge leaps, just training, and so do you expect that just to keep going, the upward trajectory? What can you see in the
Yeah, well, he's playing against the best centre back in the league every day in training, so he's going to develop. He has to learn. He has to understand that, you know, if he's not going to be able to physically outmuscle defenders, he has to find ways to do that. And I think, you know, we've got a good backroom staff, a good coaching staff that are helping him on a daily basis, along with the rest of the players. And so yeah, I think he'll just grow and grow and grow. I think he has the raw materials to be an exceptional player. You know, and I think making the decision to stay, you know, I think it's a really good decision because he's going to get exposed to first team football. If he goes somewhere else, he's obviously be looking at Europe. If he goes now, if he had went now, you know, would he be playing first team football? Who knows? So I think first team football at his age is going to be a massive help to him going forward.
Jon, just you mentioned your attention to detail. Set pieces are a part of that. I mean, you've great record this season and up to the cycle final.
You've done your research, haven't you? We've yeah, no, we are the best in the league at them. That's a fact. We do a lot of work on them. And it's credit to Sean O'Connor as well. You know, Sean, we had a laugh actually. He had 2 set plays he wanted to try. I think one was from the Korean 3rd division and one was from Bolivia or somewhere like that. So we don't just look local for them, we look worldwide to see if we can find things. And to be fair to Sean, he's very good. We tasked him with them this year to come up with the attacking set plays, and he's been excellent with them. And I think we've gained the most points this year. We've scored the most, and I think defensively we've been the best. So I'll give myself a pat on the back because I did the defensive ones. so yeah, no, it's been really good and it's a massive part of the game. And we'll continue to work on them. I think if you're good at set plays, you give yourself the best chance of winning games of football, regardless if you play well or not.
Yeah, and just lastly from me, when you look back the year as a whole, like the turnaround you've instigated is kind of remarkable. Do you look back at any key moments or anything that comes to mind as like a crucial turning point?
I think the 3-2 win in Cork, the first game, I think that generates a little bit of belief, and then you're going back that up with another win. I think so. I think when you're speaking to players and you're trying to work with players and you're asking them to do certain things, winning games of football generates belief, and then you get buy-in, and then once they buy in and start to believe in themselves, it's then, you know, the world's the oyster. And I think they've gone a goal down here today. It would have been very, very easy in front of a massive crowd to go into their shell, but I think they stood up to it and got themselves back in and off a set play, what you spoke about there. Great delivery into the right area, and Mark Doyle obviously attacks it exceptionally well and sticks his head on it and gets us back in the game. And then right after half time, I don't know if it was Joe, I'm going to give it to Joe, but a great ball in. And again, I think probably could have been a penalty if it wasn't, if it didn't go in the net. But it's two set plays that swing the game on its head and give yourself the foothold to go forward and try and win the game.
John, just after the final whistle, I was watching you go up to the stand where the fans were celebrating, and the players were celebrating. You only went up briefly, but then you turned around and you went back down to the Bows end and you went to every single Bows player.
Mm-hmm.
Can you just speak a little bit about why that's important to acknowledge the team that hasn't gotten their way?
Yeah, well, I've been there as a player and I know how it feels, and it's not nice to come out on the losing side, and I think they put a lot of effort into the game. And on another day, some of the chances, Dean makes a good save down to his right from Flores. Flores has the one off the post. On another day, they go in, and then we're the team on the losing side. So I think they were part of a very good cup final, and I think it's only right to acknowledge that and to wish them all the best going forward. I think they're a good club. They've got a good squad of players, and so yeah, I think it's the right thing to do, just to acknowledge the opponent and make sure that they do that. Again, I think probably going back to my own career was when we won against Rangers when we won the cup actually in 2010. We beat Rangers, and 𝗙𝗟𝗡 waited after the game and shook all our hands coming in the quarter final. That was the year we stopped them doing the treble. So, you know, that kind of stuck in my head, and that was probably one of the main reasons why I wanted to go and play for them. But yeah, something like that, I just think it's just a little bit of class, and if I can, you know, if they can remember that I came and shook the hand, then that'll do, I think. But obviously it's about Pats on the night and on the day, and we'll go and celebrate now and look forward to that.
Just for you personally, what does it mean to win a cup final?
Yeah, it's outstanding. It's hard to put into words. It doesn't feel real, to be honest with you. I think the first thing I wanted to do was bring my kids on the pitch. I didn't get the opportunity to do that when I won it as a player. So, you know, I know the sacrifices that my family make. So, it was great to have them out on the pitch to experience the atmosphere and to experience the joy that was going on around us. So I kind of took a step back from it and just wanted to watch it all, because I wanted to soak it in and take it in. And but yeah, it's for me today is about the players and my family, and it's not about me or anything like that. It's about them and making sure that they enjoy their night now alongside me.
John, Jamie Lennon, I think rightly got the man of the match. How would you rate his contribution this season playing in front of that back four?
Unreal. I think, I said again, chatting to him, pulled him before the game for a chat. He was in stretching, and I just spoke to him about how he flies under the radar and how he doesn't get any recognition. And I probably said to him, it's probably best to have it like that, because you can just go unnoticed. And then he just went out and put in probably one of the best performances I've seen from that position. And we knew, but going into the game, Afolabi, Connolly, Grant, Clark especially, are massive players for Bohs, and if you can stop them, you give yourself the best chance of winning the game. And Lenny was obviously tasked with taking care of Clark and making sure that he didn't have a massive impact on the game, and I think he certainly done that and more.
Just to mention, Sam, and it's the 60th game for Pats. Like, can you recall working with a sort of 17-year-old, that experience that you can trust in that way?
No, I can't. And I can, like you said, trust. I think you could play him anywhere along the back four. We've played him at left centre back, right centre back. He's played everywhere along the back four and put in the same performance every time. He's very consistent. If he makes a mistake, he very rarely makes the same mistake again. He learns from it. And I've said it numerous times before that when he takes on information and applies information, he's probably the best I've ever seen at doing that. So no, he's done exceptionally well, and I think it's been a good experience for him playing first team football, and hopefully the other young lads now looking at that can follow in his footsteps and get plenty of performances like that under their belt as well.
Do you feel like you're working with future senior internationals in this group?
I hope so, yeah, I hope so. I think Sam is exceptional, 𝗕𝗓𝗍𝗓, outstanding. I don't want to just single out one or two. They've all been, and they've all added something. They're all at different stages of their development and where they're at in their careers. And so yeah, I think we'd like to think that down the line, one or two of them would potentially get an opportunity to play for the national team and obviously do themselves proud.
John, you've seen how Cup winning 2019 for Rovers kicked them on. Can it be something similar for yourselves, or does it depend on keeping your core players in the group?
Yeah, look, I think this year, I think obviously Rovers weren't at their levels that they've been at in the last few years, and I think a lot of teams, as I've rightly heard, will feel that they've let it slip away. But no, we'll just keep concentrating ourselves, keep trying to develop young players, try and close the gap as best we can. 𝗬𝗓 are obviously a big club. There's loads of clubs now in and around it that are not too far away, so it's important that we just focus on ourselves and try and put a squad together for next year that can compete, and also give younger players opportunities, as that's part of our model, and that's what we're looking to do. You know, we don't want to go down the route of signing loads and loads of older players, although I do think the right older players in the building can help. So yeah, so I think we'll see where we go, but it's very much just enjoy tonight, and then we'll take it as we go.
Philip, do you want to go there?
Well, I was going to ask that question, but one other one, John. Congratulations.
Thank you.
With a 𝗣𝗏𝗧 goal, you used your 5 subs. The game was 2-1. Was that intentional? I mean, there were a couple of injuries. Just run it through that, just how you got to that point where you used all your subs quite early. Yeah, well, 𝗏𝗏𝗦𝗧 obviously picked up a knock and had to come off. Then Forrester went and blocked a chance. I think whatever way the ball hit him, it cramped him up. And then when he ran back on, he cramped his other one. And Jake tweaked his hamstring slightly. So they were kind of 3 forced subs, and then it just looked to me like Keane had kind of put a lot into the game and he ran out of energy, so rather than just do a single, we done a double, and just to get a bit more energy. And then obviously the lads that came on, I thought they were very good. They gave us exactly what we needed at that time, was energy, ball carrying, and then obviously Tommy sniffing out a chance and clinical to finish it. The back 5 stayed in position and Lennon in front of them. They were immovable objects.
Yeah. It's not very often that you'll have a manager that will plan to change his back line or defensive-minded players. I think they're usually kind of inflicted on you. You have to make changes with injuries, etc. You know, probably Forrester, you're not really wanting to take off the pitch. He can do something now or nothing. And you know, even on just touching on Forrester there, I think he's the first Pats player now to win 3, which is an absolute club legend, League of Ireland legend, and pleasure to work with him. He's a joy to watch in training, and some of the stuff he does is outrageous. So looking forward to working with him again next year and have him put the demands on the young ones coming through.
All good? All good?
Good, thanks very much. Thank you.